members having already graduated from Leaf Academy, and we were established in 2017, and we got licensed as a student enterprise here at Leaf Academy. So, our mission. Model European Parliament Slovakia really tries to provide a space for discussing pressing European issues, and by that we strive to bring the European Union closer to young people and more accessible to young people. Our vision: we want to lead Slovak youth to become educated, politically and civically engaged European leaders and decision makers of tomorrow.
So what impact have we delivered so far? We are trying to build a network of MEP SK alumni who are people who are active in their communities, they are engaged in politics, they follow current affairs, right? And we have already sent multiple of them to European and Euro-regional rounds all across Europe, from Tallinn, Madrid, Helsinki to Ljutomer. You can see some of the international round pictures here. And we have provided around 150 young people from Slovakia and other European countries with many important skills for the 21st century, such as communication, diplomacy, public speaking, critical thinking, research, teamwork, etc. You name it, we have it all. We also organized 2 national rounds, one in 2017 with around 70 participants, and then one in May 2018 with 80 participants. The last event in 2018 was also held under the auspices of the European Parliament, and we got the opportunity to recently meet a member of the European Parliament and discuss with him the issues that the European Union is facing and how it actually works. So we get some really important insights for the project for the future, and we have also been recognized by media and by the wider public, so we have appeared in outlets such as Denik and Jojka or Forbes and Dobre Noviny. And what is next, you may ask, right? So we have also some very ambitious plans for the future. First of them is to hold MEP again this year. So 2019 is not only an important year for Europe and the European Union, but it's also going to be a very important year for our student enterprise, because we are planning to expand. Now, expansion in multiple ways, right? So first of all, we want to double the size of the amount of participants from 80 to 150. Second of all, we want to try to bring in participants from many more regions of Slovakia, because historically we had mostly Bratislava and Košice and the bigger cities, and also to get a more diverse group of people come to MEP. And we also, there's going to be the European Parliament elections in the spring. We feel that it's a very important thing, and we do not just want to organize a simulation of the European Parliament, but actually show young people how the European Parliament works, why it's important, and we kind of want to encourage them to vote and have a discussion about how it really works. And finally, Brexit is going to be happening most probably, although we still know, in spring 2019. Coincidentally, it should happen on the very same weekend as our conference. So we want to kind of also talk about this important milestone for the European Union and for Europe going forward. And before the conference, we want to try to expand and bring more impact to young people. So we would like to go to schools and hold workshops there to explain how the EU works and how they can be more civically engaged. We would maybe like to do events in Bratislava, to have discussions. And we definitely want to try to maintain a network of connected alumni who can share their experiences.
Indeed. And now, what help is needed? Who are we looking for? So we're mostly looking for interns, and by interns we mean, of course, year 1 to even year 3 students, so year 1, year 2s, and year 3s. And we're looking for 3 people in particular. One for marketing, so somebody really passionate about social media, PR, schools, merchandise, etc. Second is delegate services, so somebody taking care about the accommodation, about the logistics, venues, registration. And finally, delegate communication and experience, so somebody who would like to be involved in committees, in communicating with our committee presidents, and etc. And second is mentors, and the questions we ask are: how can we expand effectively? Outreach to schools and participants outside of our closest target group. So by our closest target group, we mean high schoolers who are involved in debating in MUNs and are passionate about these things. But what we would like to do is really expand and also attract people who are not involved in debating communities. So if someone of you would be interested in helping us to tackle this issue, we would be very glad if you if you outreach. And also we would like to tackle the issue of informal education, workshops and innovative education. So if there's somebody who would like to help us with that, also we would gladly welcome. Thank you for your attention, and now it's time for Q&A.
So thank you to our lovely MEP team, and now we've got 3 minutes for questions and answers. Anything maybe you may be interested in?
Sapo?
Internship?
Okay, so you're an enterprise, but I haven't heard a word about finances. So how are you doing in that sense, and what's the plan for the future?
So we have our lovely head of treasury, Hania Ferdous, who overtook from Sashka Galatova. We have a lovely finance team, and basically what we try to do is we try to make the conference kind of accessible to people from all financial backgrounds, because very often these model conferences cost huge amounts of money, as well as the accommodation, not to mention the international rounds, which often happen in Western Europe, so prices are a bit different. So we try not to rely primarily on the participation fees, but on partnerships. So we are reaching out to many partners, either we want them to provide the services for free or give us finances. And this year we are also thinking of introducing sort of a scholarship or financial aid scheme to pay for accommodation or international rounds for the people who cannot afford it.
And where are you getting the money for all that?
So partnerships, that's mostly grants, and then that's
Hania, if you want
primarily.
to chip in.
If you want to add something, I think mostly grants.
Most important thing is of course participation fee, plus sponsorships, grants and partnerships that work in a way that we get some stuff for free so that we don't have to pay for it.
Last year, did you guys break even? Did you make money?